There are some explosives which could go off at any moment. Whoa! What is going on?
What one's that? I mean, hopefully there's some sort of logic in this, because if I am being kidnapped, I don't know who's going to pay the ransom.
We have got an explosive episode lined up for you guys today, and I mean that in the most literal sense. There are some explosives which could go off at any moment, and they will take out half of Kent, some of Essex and some of London as well. So back in 1944 there was a ship. It came from America over to the UK, and it was called the SS Richard Montgomery. And when the captain arrived in the UK, he made a slight misjudgment, and I'm sure he's already received a smack bottom for this, so there's no need to put him down for it. But basically he beached the ship just off the shore of Kent. Now every time the tide went out, the weight of all the explosives on board the ship put pressure on it until eventually it broke in half. Now they managed to clear the explosives out of one half of the ship, but after that it became too dangerous, and well, they just gave up and left it. There are currently 9,000 explosives still on board, weighing 1.4 tons, and yes, you did hear that correctly. The ship is disintegrating pretty quick, and when it does finally collapse, that could trigger the explosion. Now, according to New Scientist magazine, so a pretty reliable source, if it does explode, it will throw debris 2 miles into the air, and it will create a 40-foot wave that will crash towards the coast of Kent and up the Thames towards central London. It would devastate a lot of land. For example, the entire Isle of Sheppey would be wiped out, and there's 25,000 residents there, so that is not good. Now, currently, the masts of the ship are still there. They have tried to remove them in the past, but they've had no luck, so they're poking out of the water, and they are apparently visible from the coast. So my mission today, I want to travel there, I want to fly the digital bird up in the sky and get some amazing drone footage of the dangerous shipwreck. We've crossed over the bridge onto the Isle of Sheppey, and I'm currently at a location where there's apparently a tap. I found it on Park for night, and I'm trying to fill up the van with a little bit of water, but I have no idea whether the tap is going to be accessible. Oh, is that it there? Oh no, that's an electric point. There's boats all over the shop. I'm guessing this is for the boats to fill up with air water. It said it's by Trawlerman's Catch Hut, which is there. So I guess there's no one behind us. We just got to look out for a tap. Oh, there it is. Alright, a disaster has struck. I've just got the hose all ready, and it turns out the tap will not turn without a special key thing. I thought this might do it. I bought this a few months ago, but apparently not. I've tried all of them, but it ain't happening, so I'm going to have to find a new one of these for next time. But on the plus side, it has become a really nice day today. Oh look, there's some people up there by a boat. Do you reckon they'll let me on it? Excuse me, I don't suppose you've got a key to use that water tap back there, have you? It's like
it should just be working.
That's what I thought, but it's like the top of it's just a bolt thing, and you have to, I think, put a key on it to twist it. Another random question, probably can't help me on this one. I'm filming a YouTube video tomorrow morning, well maybe later today, about the shipwreck. Do you know the one with all the explosives on?
What one's that?
The Montgomery.
Yeah.
Is there anyone for cash, obviously, that's got boats that would take me out there, do you know, around here?
How long do you need to go out there for?
Just to film a few clips of it, that's all. Just, I don't know, 20 minutes out there.
Yeah, Rod's the one to talk to, isn't he? 2
bits of good news. Number one, well, it's a bit boring, but there might be a second tap down here that I can go and use. Number 2, the exciting news. They reckon that there's a geezer called Rod round the corner, and if I slip him a bit of cash, there's a small chance he might take me out to the shipwreck. We now have water on board, and we are hot on the heels of reckless Rod. I really should have paid more attention when he was giving me the directions. Ah, great. I think we've cornered ourselves into a dead end. I mean, there's 4 different danger signs, but there's nothing to say I can't park here. I'm not going to get the van through that gap down there though, so I might just have to stick it here whilst I scout out the area. Oh look, parking is at your own risk. I don't mind a little bit of risk. In fact, let's stick it over here, look. I haven't got a clue where I'm going, but imagine if we can pull this off. It wasn't part of the plan to go out on a boat. I was just going to fly the drone, but this could make things even better. Okay, we're on a floaty thing. This all sounds a bit creaky and great. Let's see. There is a shut gate though, and there's a code, which obviously I don't have. That's the keypad there, and then that is the gate, which leads possibly to Rod. Excuse me. Sorry, someone's directing me down here. This is called the All-Tide Landing, right?
That's it, yeah.
Somebody's said that there might be a guy called Rod around.
Oh, Rod Smith, isn't it? Yeah, Rod Bingham. Yeah.
Oh, this guy here?
Give him a bell.
We might be in luck. Rod's phone number happened to be on the side of a pickup truck back there, so I've taken it down. I'm just walking up here, there's a little bench, and I'm going to take a seat and give him a bell.
Well, they just chatted for the door, said we're going in, we don't mind going in at 3, so if they get there for 3, if you get down there for 3, you can just jump straight on and we go out there and do it.
Alright, perfect, I'll be there, 3 o'clock. I'll be roughly where your truck is at the moment.
That's right, you can park anywhere along the edge there, on the edge if you can, somewhere there.
Rod has come through an absolute good un. He is going to take me out to the wreck, but that is in 35 minutes and I'm hungry, I'm also thirsty, so I'm going to head to a co-op quickly, grab something to eat, grab a quick drink, and then back to that dock where I shall meet him and we shall set sail upon the oceans wide. Thank you. Alright, we're back at the dock. We've got 20 minutes or so until the rendezvous point. I'm just going to try and get past this van up here. I reckon I could probably do it. No idea how I'm going to turn around and get back out, but that is a later problem. No, we're not going to get through here, are we? It's going to be tight. It's probably too tight, is it? Might have to pull the old mirror in. No, we're good. Like a lubricated weasel. Okay, I am all set. I have transferred my cold drink into my limited edition Adventures thermos flask. By the way, these sold out so quick that I've got a new batch in, so check the description if you want one. But right now there is only one thing left for me to do, and that is to wait for my liquid taxi to arrive. I'm assuming he's going to come in somewhere around here and then walk up this bit here to meet me. He's just given me a call, so I'm heading down the little runway bit. Is it called a runway? It's not called a runway, is it? The jetty, maybe. I'm heading down there now to meet him. Yeah, are you Rod who I'm meeting, or is he up there?
On that blue one in the middle.
Oh, sweet. Cheers, mate. Rod?
I'm Rod.
Hello, mate. Adam.
Adam.
Nice to meet you.
Want a cup of coffee?
Yeah, go on then, mate, if that's all right.
Going out, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it was all a bit of a last-minute plan for me. I was coming down to fly the drone out.
You can fly it. You got it.
I could fly it for you. I've got it in a bag in case we can launch it from the boat.
You probably can. We've done it from the boat before.
Oh, sweet. When I woke up this morning, the last thing I thought I'd be doing today is this. But here I am. Life is funny. I'm heading out into, I don't know where, obviously the sea, but I can't tell you on a map where we are right now. In fact, I'll stick it on the screen so you can find out. But what I do know is the wreck itself is 1.5 miles off the coast. So once we get there, hopefully we're going to get a nice little sight of the mast sticking up from the ocean. We've picked up speed a little bit. I don't know how well you're going to be able to hear me, but things are getting a little choppy. We've left a little inlet bit and we're now coming out onto the open sea. I'm pretty sure we're coming up to it now. I can see in the distance there's an orange or yellow marker. I am colourblind, don't judge me. But I think that is the edge of the exclusion zone. So hopefully we're going to be able to get right up close to that. So those markers are, oh there it is there.
Yeah, those 4 markers are the, yeah, don't go any closer than that. You'll be on it.
We seem to be slowing down. I'm pretty sure we have arrived. So we've got, if I can roughly point them out, 1, 2, I believe 3 masts. I don't know how well you're going to be able to judge the sort of size of that on the camera, but I'll stick on the screen how big the actual boat is so that hopefully you can sort of gauge a little distance in your mind. But it's crazy to think that right underneath the water there are 9,000 explosives, and in theory at any moment they could go boom and I could be no more. 1.4 tons of explosives a few hundred meters away from me. I'm pretty sure right now we're just circling around the exclusion zone, so we should hang a right here. And once we're around the other side, the footage will look a bit nicer because the sun will be behind us. I'm not 100% sure what's going on. The engines have just kicked in again, and now we're speeding away from the shipwreck. I may be being kidnapped. We're not too sure at this stage. Well, he did say we could fly the drone there,
but for some reason we're off. I mean, hopefully there's some sort of logic in this, because if I am being kidnapped, I don't know who's going to pay the ransom. Can you guys all chip in maybe? I'll tell you what, buy some of my bottles and we can use that money to free me. And I don't mean to alarm anyone, but we also appear to be on fire. This is not something that you expect to see out the back of your boat that you've boarded with a complete stranger in the ocean.
I am back, safe and sound on dry land. It turns out I wasn't being kidnapped and the boat wasn't on fire, which is a little bit of a shame because that would have made a phenomenal video. But life goes on. But yeah, the reason why we sped off from the shipwreck site was simply because Rod forgot that I was supposed to be flying the drone. So I politely nudged him and asked him if we could stop again, which we did, and then I took the drone off, sailed it back towards the shipwreck. However, upon return, because the boat was drifting so quickly through the waves, it meant that the drone thought it was too unsafe to land and it would not come down no matter how much I pulled on the stick. It was just hovering and going, nah, I'm not coming down. And even though we were drifting and the drone was also drifting and it was all a bit dangerous, I was considering grabbing it out of the air. But luckily for me, Rod came up with a genius idea. Yeah, if he could catch you with that.
So the thing is, it's not going down from here because it thinks it's going to crash. Oh, look at that. Nice little catch. Nah, it'll be alright, that'll be fine.
And because the digital bird once again returned home, that can only mean one thing. I stayed at that spot for quite a while. I watched the sun pretty much go all the way down until the water had disappeared from the bay. And now I've driven around the road a little bit and I'm in this car park. This is where I was planning on staying tonight. I didn't really know much about it other than what I saw on Google Maps. In fact, let me show you why I was planning on staying here. So when I originally thought I was going to be launching the drone from the land, I put in the coordinates of the shipwreck, and then I found the closest bit of land to it, which seemed to be right where I am now. And then when I zoomed in, there happened to be a car park, and you can see a couple of motorhomes there. So I just assumed I'd rock up here, I'd be able to stay here for the night, and I'd be able to fly the drone out to the shipwreck, all in one, job done. But we don't need to fly the drone anymore, and I've just got here, and it's a pay and display car park. Now, I remember I stayed on the Isle of Sheppey about a year ago, further down the bottom of the island, and there was this long strip by the beach, and there was no restrictions there for parking at all. So I'm going to take a quick look over the sea wall, and then we shall head on down to the other spot. I also thought this place might be right by the beach so you could see it out the van window in the morning, but apparently not. So there she is down there in all her glory. And if you didn't know, that is the ocean. I'm not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure that right out in the distance you can actually see the wreck from here. So my original plan probably would have worked, but I'm a lot happier that we done it the way we did it because we got so close. But let's get back to the van and to the other park up before it gets too dark to see what I'm doing. It got dark, but we have arrived. It's still light enough just about to see all the parking spots, so hopefully we can pick a good one. From what I remember, there was a load of diagonal ones. Oh, these start here. And then I think there's some flat ones which would be better. What is going on? It's a bit of a thin road. There's some ones, oh there they are up there, and they were taken last time, and it appears they are also taken this time. But I will double check because I'd much prefer to park it. Oh no, look, this M1's free. Let's just take it. Why not? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the world, I'm about to create dinner. And dinner tonight is exceptional. I don't quite know how to prepare you for what you're about to witness. The ingredients are as follows: bread, butter, well, kind of butter, and peanut butter. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that I've conned you and I'm actually just going to make a sandwich. Well, no, there is no sand involved. This is something completely different. I'm not going to show you how I do it because, well, this is a recipe which goes back through generations. Well, one generation. Well, just me. But when these 3 ingredients are combined in a certain manner, you have a tri-witch. Now, I'm aware that you guys probably have many questions, but I'm afraid I cannot divulge any more information than what I've already given you. This has to remain sacred. I mean, the best thing about it is, if you want, you can put a different ingredient in each of the triangulated flaps. I've also got a spectacular breakfast lined up tomorrow as well. Something that I've not had before, so I'm looking forward to that. But I've just realised something, right? I'm parked now pretty much in the exact same spot that I was in about a year ago when I woke up early enough to see my first ever sunrise. And I absolutely loved it. Because we're on the east coast, the sun rises right above the sea and it looked amazing. And at the time, I told myself that I would start making an effort and getting up earlier more often so I could see more sunrises. But guess what? I failed. I've not seen any since. But because I'm back here in this same spot, the weather says it's going to be good tomorrow. I'm going to make the effort. I'm going to get up early and we are going to catch the sunrise.
This isn't the closest I've ever slept to cars, but this is the closest I've ever slept to other people that are in cars.
Good morning, people. I can't be certain, but I'm pretty sure the clouds are going to ruin our lives. Look at that. There's just a random bin in the middle of the field. Anyway, that is not what is important right now. We've got a beautiful view behind me. The sun is due to rise in 1 minute, but whether or not that layer of cloud down the bottom is going to block it, who knows? Wait! It's not! It's not! That, ladies and gentlemen, is the sun. I can't even see it on the screen. I'm sorry, but that is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Why is it so good? I've seen sunsets millions of times, and they are nothing compared to that. Look at it. That is absolutely insane. See, there's a geezer down there collecting lugworms. It's making the scene look even better, if you ask me. Good work, mate. He's a paid extra. It was when I came to this place last year and I saw the sunrise that I announced to you guys that I was leaving the UK, and I told you about my trip that I had planned up to the Arctic. Well, I've been and done that trip now earlier this year. If you haven't already seen that, go and check it out. But now I can announce to you where I'm going next. In about 9 days' time, I am getting on the boat from Dover to Calais, and then from there I am driving south. I'm heading all the way down towards Greece. After Greece, I think I'm going to head across to Turkey and then back up to the UK. Chocolate pancakes topped with honey and cinnamon. It turns out I forgot to hit record before I took the first bite. They're protein pancakes, so they're a little bit different, and I was going to show you my reaction to eating them. In fact, I can. Let's reenact it, shall we? Right, forget I just said that. Oh, look at this delicious pancake that I've never, ever tried before in my life. I wonder what it could be like. That is not the one. I mean, it's all right, but I do not recommend protein chocolate pancakes. The sun has disappeared behind the clouds, which is my cue to ski-daddle out of here. Ski-daddle? Who the hell made that word up? Whoa! What is going on? Why has Miss Sat-Nav taken me down here? Access only, no parking on track or overnight stays. This is not a good idea. Anyway, where was I? Yes, in the van. Thank you guys so much for watching. It is massively appreciated. If you haven't hit the subscribe button already, make sure you do that so you don't miss what we have to come. And I will catch you guys next week.